crashed. Polish President Lech Kaczynski is dead along with his wife after his plane crashed amid heavy fog while on approach to the Smolensk airport in western Russia. Officials are saying all 96 passengers on board were killed. We're joined on the phone by the former National Security Advisor to President Jimmy Carter and prominent Polish American Zbigniew Brzezinski. And a good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Alex.
Let's talk about the significance of this. While it is an emotional tragedy to be certain, what kind of disarray does this leave the country of Poland with not only the president and their first lady dead, but other prominent leaders there? There was a tremendous delegation. You have the head of national security, the head of the National Bank of Poland, the head of Army Chief of Staff.
Beginning of shit hitting the fan, or nations falling?
In terms of the leading personalities of the country, it's a decimation of the political executive leadership and of the military leadership. But at the same time, I have to say Poland is a constitutional democracy. A pro-tem president is already installed.
Oh, how easy. They already have another president set up in place. Great way to set up a puppet government, I think.
But of course, you cannot compensate for the loss of human talent. These were the top people in all of the major professions.
And
wow.
Your reaction when you heard must have been shocking.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like that 2012 End of World movie shit, doesn't it?
The way was almost centered on the word Katyn, because Katyn is such a tragedy in the Polish historical psyche. It's the place where the Soviets murdered much of the Polish intellectual and military elite, thousands and thousands of them. And now this is compounded with this death, because these people were going there to pay homage to the victims in Katyn and to engage in reconciliation with the Russians, because also many Russians were killed by Stalin and were buried in Katyn. So there was a tragic moment. The mission was tragic, and the outcome, in a human sense and political sense, is very tragic.
Yes. Can you just
except for the puppet government, right?
Or I guess almost the job descriptions of the Polish president versus that of the Polish prime minister.
I think the system is more like France or Germany. That is to say, the president has certain powers, not as much as the French president, but a little more than the